It looks like Team Sonic Racing is getting a comic. What does this mean for the story mode of the actual game? I dive into that right now. Hey everyone, it's RidersDX here and welcome to my channel where I cover all things Sonic and SpongeBob related. So as some of you may have known, the San Diego Comic Con happened this past week and Sonic did indeed have a panel over there and we got a few new details about Team Sonic Racing. So for one thing, we actually got a little bit of gameplay, but it was only about like 10 seconds, so there's really not much to comment on. But apparently it was in this like ice themed level. It kind of looks like Alaska from Sonic Unleashed, and it was gameplay big on this Froggy tribute car. It's the most amazing thing ever, but it's only 10 seconds, so I'm not going to talk about it that much.
I saw a sparkly thing.
Where was it?
There were lots of walls, and saws, and water.
However, what I do want to talk about though is the review of the comic that's going to be associated with the game, which is coming out this fall, I'm assuming. Before I get into that though, I just want to do a quick little plug over here. I'm doing a playthrough of Sonic Mania Plus on my channel right now, so if you're interested in seeing how the Encore mode differs from like the original Mania mode, then you can go ahead and check out the first video in the series by clicking on the link in the top right corner of this video right now. I'll also have a link in the description box if you're interested in checking it out later on after this video. And also, make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you like it and subscribe to my channel if you like videos like these, because I'm covering Team Sonic Racing as intensely as I can until the game's release. It's been a really great success on my channel. I have so many Team Sonic Racing videos if you want to check any of them out, so I'm gonna keep doing some really good coverage of it until we get the game released. But back to the topic at hand, let me take a look at this article that talks about what exactly was announced about the comic at the San Diego Comic Con. Team Sonic Racing will be getting a prequel comic from IDW this October. Revealed at IDW and Sega's Way Past Who's Sonic panel at San Diego Comic Con, the comic will feature Sonic and his friends facing an old foe while racing across an alien planet. The comic will be written by Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles scribe Caleb Goner. I hate names, I'm sorry. Like, just don't have a name, please. At least I don't have to try to pronounce it. And feature art from veteran Sonic comic artist Adam Bryce Thomas. Much easier. You can check out the comic's cover art, also drawn by Thomas, right here on this video. I'm gonna show it to you right now. I mean, look at that thing. It looks awesome. It looks basically like an animated version of the cover art of the actual game. It's really well done. So it looks like this comic will be similar in vein to the Sonic Forces prequel comics that came out before the actual game release. But if there's one thing I'm really surprised about, it's the fact that Team Sonic Racing is getting a prequel comic. Like, a spin-off game is getting a prequel comic. Has this ever been done before? Like, I understood why Sonic Forces got it, because it was the next big Sonic game. So I was thinking they probably want to try to promote it through different avenues, because you know, that's what it is about marketing nowadays, is that like there's so many different platforms you can go ahead and advertise your products to, like social media platforms, TV, music, billboards in big cities, etc, etc. There's so many avenues you can go to, so I understood why Sonic Forces got it, because it was the biggest like Sonic game. But Team Sonic Racing getting one is really like scratching my head. The reason for this is because Team Sonic Racing getting a prequel comic kinda insinuates that the story is gonna be a little bit more beyond, "Hey Tails, Knuckles, wanna go racing against Team Dark in cars?" "Sure, that sounds fun!" "As long as you know the way, I am in." "Cool, let's go, whee!" You may think I'm joking, but that's literally all I expected out of the adventure mode of this game. I thought it was really weird that they even mentioned it as one of the main features in the first place, but the fact that they did like kind of extensively cover it, and also I remember during E3 that whoever the guy was that was presenting the game, he was always sure to mention that the story mode was going to explain why Sonic was in a car, which I thought was kind of dumb to mention, to be honest, because it's like, why should people even care that Sonic is in a car? If you had Sonic on his feet, then he would blow the competition and just beat everyone. It just doesn't make like any logical sense to have a kart racing game where Sonic is on his feet, because logically he's supposed to beat everyone. So if he beats everyone, the game's not going to be fun. But if he's made to have the same speed as everyone else, then people are going to be like, oh, it makes no sense. So having him in the car is really the best solution. I really don't understand why this needs to be explained, but I'm going to a tangent here, so I'm just going to stop. The fact that they extensively mentioned the story during E3 and are making a prequel comic to further add to the story really makes me wonder if there's going to be a lot more to the story beyond what I'm thinking it's going to be. And from all the evidence we've gotten, it looks like there's actually going to be some kind of a story here. You know, enough of a story that you can write a prequel comic to it. Now, I'm not saying that this automatically means the story is going to be good. Like, I actually don't know if it's going to be good or not. And quite frankly, I wouldn't expect it to be like an amazing storyline just because it is a spin-off racing game about Sonic and his friends racing in karts. Like, this really should not be like an amazing, you know, Assassin's Creed level story. It's just going to be something really simple and fun. But the fact that there's going to be a comic and the fact that they've extensively promoted the adventure mode really makes me wonder if there's something interesting that's going to be going on in the story here. I do want to go back to a point that I was reading about earlier in the article that I mentioned, where they said that in the prequel comic, Sonic and his friends would be facing an old foe while racing across an alien planet. There's a little bit you can decipher about this statement here. First of all, who is this old foe? And the thing is, like, the first person I thought about was Eggman, because I feel like Eggman is just a default person you go to when there's anyone that's like bad or someone you have to like fight against. Eggman is your guy. He's the guy that everyone's gonna turn to first.
I will burn your world, you rebellious scum! I will destroy everything you love and make you rot! No!
Boss, your hands!
As long as I can still strangle a Zeti, my hands are fine.
But if it really was Eggman, they would have said it was Eggman. They wouldn't have said old foe. Even though Eggman fits the description of old foe, they would have said Eggman if it was him. They've never, like, in the history, as far as I know in Sonic games, they've never advertised the story of a game where they kept Eggman's identity a secret. That's never happened. So the fact that they said old foe really makes me wonder, who could this old foe be? Like, does anyone have any ideas of who it could be? I mean, it could be like Metal Sonic, or it could be Chaos, or it could be like that lizard thingy from the adventure games, or it could be that like really annoying genie from that Wii game. What was it called again? I forgot.
My body! My body is
It literally could be anyone, but the fact that it's an old foe really makes me want to speculate who it could be. If y'all have any idea who this like old foe could be, then let me know in the comment section below, because I'd be really curious as to see what you all think about this. But going back to summarize this video, I think because there's going to be a prequel comic and the fact that they've extensively covered the adventure mode during E3, I think Team Sonic's racing story might surprise us. The thing is, like, I don't know if it's going to be in a good way or a bad way, because as y'all know, Sonic Forces did have prequel comics too, but that didn't necessarily mean the story's gonna be good.
That should have done it. I couldn't figure it out for you, buddy. I'm sorry I wasn't smart enough. Huh? Whoa! Chaos! Sonic, help me!
In fact, I think that, like, honestly, if they included a bunch of the stuff in the prequel comics in the actual game, I think that could have elevated the story of Sonic Forces a little bit more. Like, it wouldn't have fixed it completely, but it could have made the story a little bit more bearable and have more substance to it. So, if anything, I'm kind of not for these comics overall, because I think it's just an excuse to take, like, intricate plot details out of the main plot and put them somewhere else. Put them in a product that you want other people to buy so that you can make more money. I mean, it's smart, I guess, because you're gonna get people that really care about the story to buy all this stuff, but it doesn't make for the best story in the actual game because you're omitting details that could have been part of the main story, but you decided to put them in the comic instead. And I saw Sonic Forces really suffer from this because there's a lot of details in those comics that explained, like, how Infinite came to be the way that he was, how the team members such as Team Chaotix were handling the situation while Sonic was absent, or how Silver traveled from the future and went back to the present time to help out in this situation. Like, these are things that were mentioned in the comics but were not put into the main game. And I think that while I don't think they should have been like main cutscenes in the game, but I mean, you could have had like a hub road in Sonic Forces where if you walked over to Silver, you could have asked him about, oh, how did you get over here? How did you like do all this stuff? And then Silver could have like talked about it, or maybe had some cutscenes, or maybe had like an episode Silver to explain some of this stuff like you did with Shadow. But oh my god, I don't know how I got here. I'm so sorry. Like as soon as I talk about Forces, I guess I just loved complaining about it, but I'm gonna stop now. Anyway, y'all, I have a question for you actually. When I was a younger Sonic fan, I used to love making like video game ideas. So I made game ideas on like say Sonic Adventure 3 or like Sonic Heroes 2. Like I basically wrote like a story for the game, like what I wanted to see in the gameplay, what characters I wanted to see. I even like wrote out controls and like made fake box arts and all that. It was really fun for me. I really loved doing it. So I'm thinking maybe I might like to get back into it and come up with a storyline for Team Sonic Racing. If that's something you all want me to do, then let me know in the comment section below. And if you have any ideas for what you want to be the story of Team Sonic Racing, then you can let me know in the comment section below too. Let's start a really good discussion about this, because if anything, all the signs are pointing out to something that's going to be interesting. It's not going to be pointing out to something that's necessarily good or bad, but it should be interesting for what I gather. But okay everyone, that's it for this video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you like videos like these. I upload them every single week. Follow me on my Twitter account if you want to talk about Sonic with me outside of YouTube. Blah, I can't get that right no matter how many times I say it. And yeah, thank you all so much for checking this video out. Can't wait for Team Sonic Racing to come out. I'll catch y'all later. Bye bye.